Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about feelings. Oh yeah, that's our favorite topic here at CandaceFriday.com. And we're going to be talking about why the truth, the real reason, the deepest reason why you avoid your feelings and why you don't want to feel. Watch this video. Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new, please click the little subscribe button, the bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been here for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. Diving in. Before I do that, I want to mention we have brought back, by popular demand, my very, very popular emotional rehab program. We are launching right now. We are enrolling right now. We will start March 1st. Every single week, there will be a live Q&A with me after you go through the weekly material. It is 12 weeks. It is healing your emotional wounds from start, original wound, to finish. Anyone who's ever done this class, you will see the testimonials on the page, has had life-altering experiences, life shifts, relationship awakenings, and the most specific thing that people say is, oh my God, I know the truth of who I am now. And when we know the truth of who we are, when we're being the truth of who we are, our authentic purpose finds us, because what you seek is seeking you, but you can't have your true authentic purpose if you're not being your true authentic self. So we are enrolling now. It is a discounted rate for the next few weeks. So please check it out. I'm excited for you to join the 300 plus people that are in the group already, that are always welcome back to join the lives and watch the videos. So you become a community for a lifetime. Please join. Let's dive in. So feelings, guys. Feelings. Let me start with this. Were you the difficult one? I made these shirts in every color because my truth room is like, holy shit, that was me. When you're called difficult, by the way, I'll link this below. When you're the difficult one, it's because you're actually speaking up on behalf of your true emotions and saying, I don't like this. And it's met with, well, that's not okay. Or don't feel that. And you start thinking that there's something wrong with you when you're trying to get an emotional need met or a mirror, right? Someone mirroring your experience, validating your experience, and it's not coming. You start thinking there's something wrong with your emotions or something wrong with you. When people can't take responsibility for their own inabilities, right? Their emotional unavailability, they make you the one with the flaw. So you start to not want to feel that truth. You start to bury that truth, question that truth, replace it with someone else's truth, replace it with someone else's guidance outside of you. You don't want to feel that. You also don't want to feel when you constantly are getting your power taken away, boundary loss. I was talking to the client this week and she was like, I had this awakening. I've worked with her for quite a while. And she said, I realize why I don't want to feel, because I'm afraid of my power. Our feelings are our power. Our empowerment is being in radical honesty with what we feel. We're not going to feel empowered, and we're going to project it outside of us to be around other powerful people to get that feeling when we're not being radically honest about our emotional world, right? So many people are afraid to feel their negative feelings because they're afraid that that's what they are. There's an identification, an over-identification with emotion. Your emotions are not who you are, but they're directing you towards healthy boundaries for yourself. They're directing you towards a truth. When you've had trauma, you can have exaggerated emotions, but those aren't wrong. It just is telling you, oh, this was traumatic before. So maybe the thing isn't as big or scary as you think, but it still is a real thing for you. So when we consistently deny what we feel or don't want to feel what we feel or bury what we feel or numb it out what we feel, ask yourself why you're doing that, because that is your power. Think about this. When you're a child and you feel something and you express it, that is you being in your power, in your truth, in your embodiment, in your aligned action. And more times than not, as children, when we express an emotion that isn't agreed upon by an authority figure, we're told we're wrong, we can't have that. I have so many clients that are afraid to ask for what they need because they are just assuming it won't happen anyway. You know what I'm talking about. So we become afraid of our feelings. We don't want to own them. We don't want to live in alignment with them. And the less time we live in alignment with our feelings, the more time we feel disconnected, lack of alignment, lack of manifestation. We can't manifest anything if we're not really in our true emotional experiences. There's always a block. There's always a 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or there's always a, oh, it's not quite amazing. It's amazing enough. We fear our power at different levels. Oh, this is good enough. If you had a narcissistic parent, if you're in your power, they're jealous of you, they're envying you, they're controlling you. There is a very unsafe experience in that. And that's valid and it makes sense. But if we continue this pattern, which is a lot of times unconscious or subconscious, we're continuing a pattern of not living in our total authentic truth. We're having to live externally, which is super insecure because it's not internally coming from a secure place. So you don't want to feel your feelings because you're afraid of what it means about you. You're afraid it won't get met anyway, which means more abandonment or more feelings of not fitting in, not belonging, rejection. But the thing is that the pain that we really feel as we become adults, children is differently. In childhood, it's about security. This is why people say to me, it feels like I'm going to die if I feel that. Because if you did as a child and it wasn't agreed upon by the person that is literally clothing you, housing you, feeding you, your survival is at risk. We can't have that. But now that you're an adult, we can actually reframe all of this and say, okay, as a child, it wasn't safe to own what I feel. As an adult, it's not safe not to. As an adult, we have to rehabilitate that emotional experience, right? Emotional rehab. That's why I called it that. Rehabilitate that experience. Why do I keep having relationships that mirror the narcissism or mirror, the toxicity I grew up with? Because that emotional imprint, week 3, has not been upgraded. We still feel a wound. Oh, it's my fault that they don't love me. It's my fault they're leaving. No, it's not your fault that they don't like your emotional truth. I love calling myself difficult. I was always called difficult as a kid because I would challenge the things that didn't feel good to me and get in trouble for it. Good, let me be difficult. I wear it as a badge of honor now because difficulty to toxic people is a very healthy trait. Think about it, guys, right? So how do we start the process of allowing ourselves to feel less afraid of our feelings? We have to really learn to emotionally regulate. I have an emotional soothing video that I'm putting out later. Self-soothing. We have to learn first the truth. It wasn't your fault. Your feelings weren't wrong or bad. They were made wrong or bad by someone who was probably treating you badly. But the message got skewed and confused, and it makes sense why it did. But when you can really look at things and say, wait, is this emotion scary? Why? Because that person's going to leave me? Listen, that's the codependency. I can't be who I am and still be connected to you. As children, we also needed to agree with the people that raised us about how they saw us, that warped mirror they held up to us oftentimes, right? From their own unhealed traumas. That was their distorted mirror that you had to take on. We had to believe them. We had to believe what they were thinking about ourselves to stay connected. So we had to get rid of our emotions or bury them or make them wrong or judge them, which is huge for a lot of you guys. We have to judge what we feel to stay connected to the people that was really our survival. Hear this. And now what we have to do is see that for what it was, not the unconscious imprinted patterns and messages that we bought into. We need to actually go in and reparent that inner child. I had a client that wrote me the other day who said, I know it all though, but I don't feel any different. I can't say this enough. Your inner child doesn't know what the adult you knows. We have to go in and we have to really rehabilitate that wounded emotional experience. By showing your inner child, I'm now going to live in alignment with my feelings. I'm now going to own, claim, and validate everything that I feel. Doesn't mean I have to act on it all, but I have to put boundaries in place that make my feelings safe so it's safe to feel them. Really hear that, right? We got to start the work. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Please go check out Instagram. I put mini reels about all of this stuff daily, multiple times a day. What else can I say? I'm just going to leave you with that. Check out the links. I love you. Please share this with one other person you think it could heal. And I'll see you soon.